And see, as far as the world's concerned, you can live your life foul and almost get away with murder if you've got a nice smile. You can almost meet folks and almost sleep around and stop by your local clinic where you almost had a child. But see, almost is no stranger to Satan, and here's proof. He only tells lies when they're almost the truth. And that's amazing. But in our incompleteness, we find complacence. So if almost is one of Lucifer's traits, then we are inadvertently as good as Satan impersonations. But on the contrary, Christ did his job fully, and he proved that he was God when he died on the cross like it was his duty to pardon me for my iniquities that I committed rudely. And then he resurrected from the grave just to tell death, excuse me. But excuse me, because this is your life. And this is something that I can't impose on. But understand that your body's God's home and it's not alone to be foreclosed on. See, an almost Christian looks right, but they live wrong. Can't stand the conviction in Romans, so you sit down to be comforted in Psalms. Now see, we love to stand up and sing songs like, I surrender almost. Because it's far too expensive now for you to be spending your days and your time on something that doesn't appeal to your five senses. See, nowadays, Christianity is like a Coach bag. There's no functional use, but everybody rocks it. Not because it's righteous, but because it's the right ish. So all God sees now is a pile of Ishmaels when he intended for Isaacs. Now see, the one thing that we need to understand is we're moved by the way we feel. So that means that we're saved when we feel like it. So technically we've never been saved, we've just merely tried it. So no wonder we have no problem taking it back to the store after we buy it. So let me break this down to you because you need to be aware. Because your life will lack the very standards that need to be there. On the final day of judgment, when God is receiving his heirs, will he say, son, well done, or medium rare? Now, even by worldly standards, it will be almost crazy for you to go out and spend all of your money before you almost get paid. Now, parents, would you send your children to a school that's almost safe? And ladies, would y'all really date a dude who said that he's almost straight? Now, this is the very thing about God that we all try to get around. But understand that his standards are like two mountains. There's no middle ground. So a halfway life is unprofitable to you. So after the Sunday services, the Bible studies, and the prayer meetings, God will say, I never knew you. Now, that's the one thing that had me. See, I was held down, bound to the unforgiving gravity of my spiritual reality. I was a Christian, or at least I portrayed the fantasy. What the, how you doing, brother? And God bless you, sister, personality. See, I was a male, envelope, stamped as a sinner. I was a male, envelope, stamped as a sinner. My message couldn't be received because I didn't represent the sender, but yet I was almost delivered. But then one day I took heed to a pastor named Hudson who said it's time for a change. Now I'm no longer bound to sin. I'm point blank off the chains. You can ask Omar Matud Motali, and he'll tell you the same. Like you don't almost go to jail when you almost blow up a plane, or you don't almost go to hell when you almost get saved. See, we despise the very cross on which he was slain for the causes for which he came. Now I'm almost done. Now, we've all worked in sin, and the death was minimum wage. I said we've all worked in sin, and death was minimum wage. But if it wasn't for Christ Jesus, we would have all got paid.